On this episode of the Globe News Report,
we take a look at the newest documentary premiered at the Riverbend Film Festival about an untold mental health story.
The Mariachi Festival came to Goshen College in light of Hispanic Heritage Month.
And a positively unique experience opens its doors in downtown Goshen.
And we got your community calendar as well as your Goshen News Week in review. All that and more on the Globe News Report. Welcome to the first episode of this season's Globe News Report. My name is Isabel Massud.
And I'm Joey Paternostro-Bell. I'm excited to get things kicked off this year as co-news directors.
Absolutely. Today we have a great show prepared covering what's been going on locally this past month and looking ahead to what's coming in the next few weeks. Welcome inside the Globe studios on the campus of Goshen College. I am Isabel Massud and this is the Globe Sports Corner. We've got a lot of great moments to cover in this show, so let's get right into it. During spring break week, the softball team had a busy but thriving set of accomplishments down in Florida. During the Space Coast Games, the Maple Leafs finished with a 4-6 overall record. Goshen split a doubleheader with Oakland City on the first day as Cameron Barrow threw a dominant 7 innings in Game 1. On day 2, Barrows had 15 strikeouts and no walks as the team beat University of Fort Lauderdale 4-0. Cameron is the only NIA player averaging 12 or more strikeouts per 7 innings with at least 5 innings pitched. And we're still not done. Again, Cameron Barrows had 14 strikeouts in yet another complete game spectacle as Goshen College took Calumet College of St. Joseph 6-1. To wrap up the week, the Maple Leafs lost to Judson 10-8 in their second and last game of the day. Thanks to the Goshen News for providing those stories and images for this week's show.
Now, let's get into the upcoming events with your community calendar. We mentioned it today, but I will mention it again. Tonight at 7:30, the internationally acclaimed illusionist Vitali brings his show, An Evening of Wonders, to Sauter Concert Hall. To purchase your ticket, visit goshen.edu/ticket. Kids under 12 can get in for free.
Starting off tomorrow, March 28th, the Allen County Fairgrounds is hosting the Spring Craft Bazaar in Fort Wayne, Indiana. With over 90 vendors and free entry, the event starts at 9 a.m. and goes until 2 p.m., filled with local vendors and diverse food options.
If you haven't watched yet, Goshen College's theater department will start its second and last weekend of Poor Clare. The play, set in the 13th century, will take the stage of Humble Center March 28th at 7:30 with ASL interpreters and March 29th at 2:30 p.m. General admission is $12 or $10 plus one non-perishable food item.
Looking ahead for next weekend's Goshen very own Luke Miller and Raven Jane are back as Sugar Nova blesses the Ignition Music Garage stage with Be the Band opening. The Denver-based pop duo will take the stage on April 4th from 7 p.m. until midnight.
That's going to do it for this week's Globe News Report.
Since October 1st, government services including the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, commonly known as SNAP, have been temporarily suspended due to disagreements in the Senate. Consequently, starting November 1st, the Department of Agriculture ceased to give food aid to those in need. And The Window, the largest food pantry in Goshen, has already been experiencing the impact of the longest government shutdown on record.
2 of our pantry sessions have had double the amount of people come through, and this morning we turned 25 people away. We and the whole system, the whole food pantry system, is not built to serve this level of need.
In Elkhart County, roughly 15,000 households depend on SNAP for their family's livelihood. And now, more than ever, we rely on nonprofit organizations and their resources. The Elkhart Community Foundation created the Hunger Ends Here initiative 18 months ago to support the 60 pantries in Elkhart County, and in light of the government shutdowns, had to adapt its strategies.
When we put some infrastructure in place to allow us to stretch our dollars a little bit further, so whether that's 3 weeks, 30 days, 6 weeks, whatever that length of time, that's our focus right now, is just keeping that food bank supplied to keep the pantries up and rolling.
Even though the contingency fund is available for emergencies like this, the current amount roughly supplies half of the quantity required to cover 1 month worth of the program's allowance.
These food pantries that are just doing amazing work serving their communities, and they've got a tidal wave coming at them of need that they're not prepared to respond to, right?
A community that is hungry, a community that has neighbors that are going without, is not a healthy community. It's not a strong community. And the window wants to be there, not just for the people in need, but for the whole vision.
Reporting for Globe News, I am Isabel Massud.
The start of the athletic season means fresh goals, new lineups, and plenty of hustle. But before the beginning of the new school year, athletes and trainers alike are already kicking it into high gear. And for head athletic trainer Jalen Rufenacht, preseason might as well be called organized chaos. While most students are just starting to settle in, the training room is already running at full speed. Rufenacht and her assistant athletic trainer, Julie Davis, start their days at 8 a.m. and end around 9:30 p.m. The training office has been open to treat hundreds of athletes and the constant stream of injuries and pre-practice routines.
And so they go from maybe no activity or limited activity to 2 to 3 practices a day. And so just that demand on their bodies leaves them really sore and really achy and more prone to injury. And so those injuries can kind of pile up for us as athletic trainers.
Unlike the regular season, where appointments are staggered, preseason turns the training room into a revolving door of activity, with the workflow constantly changing.
When the taping line is long, we can both tape and get through it faster. Or if people come in for evaluations, they don't have to wait in a long line to get those done.
Senior women's soccer forward Katie Souter knows the training room well. After working through a recent torn ACL and meniscus, she says the staff support has been a major impact on her recovery.
I had moments where I was just down about the injury, but I felt like whenever I went to Jalen, we always focused on the positives, focused on how quick I'm already building up my muscle. It was just the little things that kept me going.
The emotional weight on trainers can go unnoticed. With athletes counting on them for recovery and confidence, the pressure is constant and sometimes personal.
Even though I'm not the one out there practicing, this is still a tiring time of year for me, just because it's a lot of questions. This hurts, what can I do? Am I allowed to do this? There's just so many questions that are constantly being thrown at me. And so by the time I go home, I'm like, I just need a break from.
Even as the preseason winds down and schedules begin to stabilize, Rufenacht and Davis remain the backbone of the athletic department, but hope that their work can continue to help and educate future athletes.
Try and bring a service mindset to how I'm treating the athletes, and that I come here to serve them and to this athletic community here. And so while my role might not be super flashy, the athletes make me feel seen amidst that.
While wins and losses may play out on the field, it's the work behind the scenes that often shape the season. And for athletes across campus, that work begins with the athletic trainers. Reporting for Globe Sports, I'm Liliana Herrera.